Hey guys, Rob Davis here, One Blue Robot with Keith Burnett, Boat Interiors. He is the newest member of our community, our newest client, and we're going to get to know Keith. We're going to get to know Boat Interiors. We're sitting in the back of, matter of fact, one of the interiors that you just finished not too long ago, right?
Yep.
This Mastercraft boat. Let's just start off with how Boat Interiors got started, or how you got started in this business.
Well, a good while back, I've always enjoyed boats, first of all, and I had one, and I went to see a gentleman one time and that did boat interiors, but he called it marine interiors at the time. But anyway, I got involved with him a little bit, and next thing I know, I started working for the guy, and kind of enjoyed it. And I loved working with the boat. He passed away, and then next thing you know, I'm starting a business called Boat Interiors.
So that was a while ago.
That was a while ago, about 36, maybe 37 years ago.
So 37 years you've been doing Boat Interiors.
Just about.
Not much you haven't seen.
No. You name it, we've seen them. You know, back in the early 80s, we used to manufacture sleeper seats and bath seats and stuff like that, but you couldn't buy locally. Of course, that kind of went away, so now we're more into the high-end boats. We do a lot of the Mastercraft, Nautiques, Supras, different boats like that. We take them and completely refurbish them.
So like this boat that we're sitting in, this Mastercraft, is a higher end boat, right? Ski boat. And if you were to look at, from what you can see, I know on the camera, even the stitching, I mean, this looks like a brand new, off the factory line interior.
And that's what we pride ourselves in.
Along the line, you got into these higher end boats. I mean, it's, you know, and I know you service all kinds of boats, but the people that have these big dollar boats are the ones that are now really trusting you.
Rob, we were talking about the other day about using UV threads and doing different things, but see, this is what I kind of pride myself on too. I order this embroidering thread UV. It's not a normal normal embroidering threads that they use down there to put it on your shirts. This is made for the sun. Now, granted, it's not. It'll just make it last a lot longer, basically. And the same thing as you see here, we're trying to make this look exactly, no, not trying, we did make it exactly like Mastercraft. And that's what my customers are wanting, and that's what I'd like to give them. All marine grade vinyls, good stitching, good quality. We spend time, and we call it stroking it around here. We stroke it, make sure it fits good, and we're proud of our stuff. A lot of people don't understand when they do come in, they just want their boat interior done, but they don't know the right questions to ask. So the right questions to ask, and I usually tell them, I said, you need to ask me these questions before you leave, so you make sure you're getting a good job. First of all, do I use stainless steel staples? You don't want nothing that's going to rot or rust, and rust goes down your interior. You don't want that. And you want to make sure you're using UV threads. And then you want to be using marine grade vinyls, and also that has a good UV factor to it, and a mildew resistance. So those are the key things that you need to ask every time that you'd go anywhere, and you need to ask me. Make sure you're getting the right stuff before you leave.
So that's the real comparison.
Absolutely.
Is to say, look, okay, so because you can't always, and rarely, I guess, compare price against price, because you're not always comparing, right, the proverbial apples to apples.
Yeah.
So those are the questions. Hey, if you got someone else that says, hey, they're going to do this boat, you know, my interior for half the price, great. Yeah. Are they doing stainless steel staples?
Yeah.
Are they using UV rated thread? Are they using marine grade vinyl? Yeah. Are they all these kinds of things? And do they make it look like a brand new interior? I mean, the extra mile you go with, you know, this kind of work. But I think people would be surprised. Like I was kind of surprised when I saw you explaining the thread, that this to me looks just like I'm sure it looked when it came from the factory. I wouldn't have expected that.
We get as close as we can.
But I mean, that's like, it just, because I would have thought that, well, maybe not even would have thought that that would have been there. But you go the extra mile in their font, their logo, all of that, it makes it look like it's brand new from the factory. Like you just ordered this from the factory. You didn't, right?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
The back of these that you never see except when they're flipped up or down, right? I guess you do see them when they're flipped up and down, they have hinges on them, is it would be easy to just put some other kind of backing when it needs to be replaced, but you go the extra mile and actually get, I don't know if this could be seen, but Mastercraft backing. I mean, it's factory. This boat interior
is as close as you're going to get to factory.
That's
now we
amazing.
try to do that. We definitely do that with all the Mastercrafts, and that's what. But we do other boats like Larson's and Sea Rays, and you name it. So we have to do it really kind of a generic backing, because they don't have any kind of backing that has printing on it. Supra does, and a few other ones do. And we do try to get some of it. Sometimes we can't. But Mastercraft, they're very good with me. They send me whatever I need. And there again, I do a lot of Mastercrafts. But I do a lot of high-end. When I say high-end, that's Nautiques, that's Supras, Sierras. I mean, you name it, we do them. But it's not just Mastercrafts. And we do try to put the embroidery. Matter of fact, we're doing a taiga for a gentleman that we'll end up putting the emblem back on for him. So he was just couldn't believe I was able to do that.
Well,
that's what we're going to do.
Is that attention to detail? It's not.
Absolutely.
Because you can go somewhere, maybe get a lower price, blow stuff through, but in the end, you've thought through every aspect of that on every boat and done the best you can to make it as factory as possible.
The gentleman, the way I look at it, your money, you worked hard for your money. You want the most for your money, and that's what I try to do.
Awesome. So, one of the things, Keith, that I've heard from customers and people that have worked with you over the years is that you really are, and I know a lot of people kind of give lip service to this, but you really are customer focused. I mean, you're going to make sure, and you joke about it, and I want you to explain it, about how you don't want the boat back and the person doesn't want to bring the boat back to have something fixed.
Absolutely.
But how is it that you go about making sure the customer feels like they're the most important thing here?
Well, I look at it as a partnership. The gentleman or the lady, whoever it is that brings me the boat, they want me to do a good job and I want to do a good job. So before they leave, I want them to feel good with me and I want to feel good with them. Because now we can join together and get something together that'll make them happy and make me happy at the same time. But ultimately, it's the customer I've got to make happy. So we got to be on the same page. So I look at it as a partnership. They want me to do it, and I want to do it. So I'm looking forward to doing it for them.
So how do you go about that? What's the process of making sure I come in as a boat owner, I sit down with you. I know you mentioned you're going to make sure that I ask you the right questions so that we know. But even along the way, because I'm sure with boat interiors, like most other things, maybe a home remodeling, things might pop up that you couldn't have foreseen until things were torn apart, right? And you had everything out. So how do you deal with that? I mean, is it just kind of fix it and move on?
Well, for the most part, when a lot of people don't understand, that's just it. They don't understand what I'm going to have to do. A lot of times we have to replace several pieces of foam in here. I'm not going to tell them. If I'm not having to do the whole boat, I'm not telling them. I'm going to do it because I want the cushion to look new again. It's just part of the job. You just got to make it right. I want to do it like it was mine.
So, and along the way, you got regular communication with them?
All the way. I try to stay in contact, kind of let them know when we're pulling it out, when I project it being ready and being done. Hey, there's no problems. The customer is informed and I'm informed. Everybody's good.
It's funny how a little communication goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Right?
It goes a long way.
So someone brings a boat in. I'm not a boat owner, so this is kind of new to me. But if I had this boat, a Mastercraft like this, and the whole interior is being replaced, I bring it into you, you explain everything to me, you make sure I know what you're going to do. How long is a typical process?
It's about, let's just say we don't have nobody in front of them at that point. I would say 2 to 3 weeks is about average for me.
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so,
time we get the carpet, if we're doing carpet and all that, time you get the carpet on ordered, snapped in carpet and a few other things, it takes time to get that going.
Gotcha. Okay, so one thing too is that you do this outstanding job, it looks fantastic, but I'm sure once in a while there may be, I don't know, something could happen, a seam comes apart or something, again, not being a boat owner.
Yeah.
How do you handle warranty work for people that have done the interiors with you?
Well, it's like anything. Mine's a 1-year warranty. It just depends on how the customer takes care of it. I've even done it even past that. I've looked at something and I realized, that shouldn't have done that, or we should probably go ahead and take care of this customer. But mainly it's a 1-year warranty because you don't know if they're going to go out and put it underneath an oak tree or they're going to be jumping off the docks on it and playing.
But your experience can kind of tell you this was something that we just need to take care of versus,
absolutely.
I mean, people have been bouncing on and off or it's been sitting in the sun or like you said, under some bird
But
dropping.
basically I do give a 1-year warranty. No matter what, they come and there's a stitch come loose or my machine's not perfect, it sometimes can miss a stitch. So we're going to fix it. We're going to make sure.
But it's pretty rare.
Very rare. Because I don't like doing things over, as you already know. I like doing them right the first time.
And as a consumer, that's critical to me, right? Because it's
I
love that adage of why is there always time to do it over, but never enough time to do it right the first time.
Absolutely.
And you guys do it right the first time.
You're right, Rob. I'm not perfect. I can pick any Dodge over or any shot, but you know what? We're going to make it right when you leave. When you leave out, I want a smile on your face.
All right, guys. So stay tuned with some things we're going to be doing with Keith and Boat Interiors, because we're going to be doing some weekly videos like we do with all of our clients. He's going to share some really valuable, important information about everything under the sun, from how you can care for your boat interiors and things to avoid, things to do. I mean, all kinds of just really cool
Absolutely.
stuff. We'll share other work customized work he's got coming. So go find Keith. It's dfwboatinteriors.com.
That's right.
Right? And find him on Facebook, DFW Boat Interiors. We'll be doing a lot more work. We're just getting started here. So Keith, we're excited to have you in the One Blue Robot community.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing everybody, and anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to call me.
So phone number's on the website, and this is a phone guy. He will answer the phone. All right, guys, so Rob Davis, One Blue Robot, Keith Burnett, Boat Interiors, dfwboatinteriors.com. Check him out, like this, share it, tell your friends who've got boats. This is the guy to be with, and watch for more stuff coming soon.